Hey, my question is I am newly engaged. I actually just got engaged over Christmas.
Uh-huh.
Um, the biggest thing and the biggest hurdle that we faced thus far is stuff that I have gone through um, in the past with family, with previous relationships, and he's older than me. So
Uh-huh.
the level of experience there, life and relationship wise, is completely different. Um, but there were a lot of things that I thought I was healed from and that I thought I was like, okay, well, I got it together, but it wasn't until this relationship where I was faced with, okay, this is not just, oh, that's my boyfriend. This is real life we talking about now.
Uh-huh.
Um, I've realized that that's not the case and it's causing some issues.
Okay. So
It's causing some unnecessary arguments, issues, insecurities, everything.
okay. So what's your question? Is it what should you do going forward?
Yes.
Okay, check this out. And I want everybody that's watching to understand something. Our unhealed issues will present in relationships eventually. It's just inevitable. Here's the thing, while you are single, it's certain muscles you're not using of your heart. Okay, let's pretend you strain a muscle, right? And if you never work that muscle at the same intensity, you don't know if you've actually healed. Sometimes we think we've healed because we're not hurting anymore. And it ain't until we use our heart in a strenuous way that relationships, deep relationships, require us to use it, that we figure out that, oh, we not healed the way we thought we were. So here's my suggestion to you. And I know you're probably not going to take my advice, but my suggestion to you is, if you care about the longevity of that relationship, there's nothing wrong with pressing pause. Pressing pause to say, let me go talk to somebody. Maybe that's a counselor, a mentor, a therapist. Let me talk to somebody and rework those issues out before resuming this relationship so that I can help be a productive member of this relationship. Here's what people do though. Instead of saying, I'm going to take a break to be able to focus on myself 110%, I'm going to try to fix my issues while I'm still with you. And what happens is that same person that you are trying to have help you fix your issues becomes the reason your issues are exacerbated. Like, it's not like he's purposely hurting you, but you being in a relationship with him is bringing out maybe some insecurity that you didn't think you had, but now you know you do. Maybe some jealous issues. So I need you to give me a specific example of one of the ways you think you not being healed is affecting your relationship in a negative way.
There were a lot of things, like I said, dealing with family, dealing with past relationships to where I was made to feel inadequate. I was
Yeah.
made to feel like what I was doing was not enough and that I didn't deserve certain things. So um, it presents in my relationship, or not only that, but also those people that love me or that's supposed to, for no reason at all, there was a switch. There was a change. They started moving different. So it presents in my relationship because it's like, even though I have no reason to fear that switch in my
Yeah.
relationship, it's almost like every little thing, like if he says something a certain way, I'm always like, are we okay? Because it's like I'm preparing for the switch.
Yes.
Um, and, always feeling like I don't deserve certain things. So, yeah.
And let me say this to you. And I don't know if you can see me, see me. Okay. But here's the thing. Nothing this man will be able to do will change that feeling inside of you. And that's the dangerous part. Because sometimes no matter how much he pours into your cup, because there's a hole at the bottom, whatever affirmations he pour into you will never be enough. whatever things he does to validate his feelings and his commitment to you. You said this man just asked you to marry him over the Christmas weekend, right?
Yes.
Right. And that still ain't enough to prove to you that he cares and he's there. And thus far, it's not like you said he did anything wrong. This is what I'm saying. Insecurity is just that. It's insecurities. It's inside of us. It's not out securities. So you have to heal your insecurities. And I'm going to tell you this is going to be a hard truth. This is something you have to do for you. You have to do it. Because no matter how many, like I said, compliments, affirmations, reassuring words he gives you, and he backs it up with actions, until you fix that, you will always see that those things don't start to collect and build up equity. So again, what I would say is this. If you really care about the success of the relationship, pausing just probably means not progressing. I think before you get married to this man, you should probably work this thing out within yourself. And that's because I care about the longevity of your relationship. A lot of times we do not delay gratification. So here we are, because we want something so bad and so fast, we ignore the work we need to do on ourselves. So again, this is probably a conversation for another day. I mean, this is a live call-in show, so it's hard for me to kind of go deep inside this with you. But what I would encourage you to do is find out what's the actual reason you feel this way inside. What's the root cause? Because best believe this is a symptom of a deeper problem. Maybe it's a childhood problem. Maybe it's a toxic past relationship problem. There is something inside you that maybe a couple conversations with the right person, therapeutic conversations, can help you start to mend. Now, it sounds like he probably understands this, right? You have verbalized to him that, you know what, brother, it's not your fault. You're
Right.
doing everything correctly. It's just, I have some adjustments. And if you present that to him and he's okay with going along the journey with you, then more power to both of you guys. But what I don't want you to do, and this is for everybody, men and women, sometimes we allow people to take the blame for some insecurities that we have. And it negatively affects our relationship because they start to feel like they can't do anything right. Like he's doing his best and it's still not enough. And he start to blame himself. And I know you've probably been in that situation before. We all have. Like we're with someone that we kind of feel like it's us that's causing it to be not the greatest relationship. So I want you to do me and yourself a favor and him a favor and just have a conversation, an open conversation about how you're feeling. Let him know it's not your fault, and let him know that you're going to make some steps, take some steps in a professional way, get professional help to kind of solve your issues. And I imagine if you say that to him, he'll respect that and draw closer to you. All right. So try that. Sound good? You still there? All right. I imagine that sound good. Hey, live call-in shows are a little difficult. See, but you know what? Here's the thing. I'm telling you from the bottom of my heart, you guys, if you do not heal before getting in a relationship, it's going to present. It just really is. And a lot of us, we shortcut the process. Here it is. After a toxic relationship, we think time itself is going to fix our issues. Time ain't going to fix your issues, yo. It just ain't. If you leave your broken heart inside a safe and you lock that safe and walk away with the key, the only key to open that safe for 10 years, then you come back and you open that safe, you will be foolish to think that in that time, your heart would have put itself back together again. It does not work that way. So when people say time heals all, that's false. Time plus effort, attention, and also skill heals all things. Period. With a mix of God, if you're faithful. But the fact that we believe that we can just not do anything and that the right person will help us get our stuff together, sometimes cripple us from actually being able to have successful relationships. I do coaching calls every day, fam. I'm telling you. There are people that think, oh, but see, I've been out of a relationship for a year, so I think I'm good. Was it a productive year or was you just chilling? And so I encourage everybody, if you got health insurance, I tell this to everybody, nobody listens to me. if you got health insurance, see if they have, they provide mental health as well, so that you can talk to people. I think it's just something we should normalize. Why don't we normalize talking about our mental health? Going to mental health professionals. Normalize checking up on your friend's mental health. Because if we don't do that, we'll find out sooner or later with a person we actually like that, damn, I ain't healed yet. Like, this is how you gonna find out you still got problems. Man ain't did nothing, right? He ain't did nothing. Really ain't did nothing. Vice versa. Vice versa. And here you are just snooping through his phone and shit. But it's not ordinary snooping. You done hacked his phone. His phone hacked. I don't know how you got the code. He just chilling watching the movie. Your eyes is like this. You got the first digit, the third digit, and you think you know the fourth one. So now you got your little notepad out and you done wrote down 100 different possible combinations, and you're trying 3 of them every night because you know after 3 they're gonna lock you out. There's some problems there. There's some problems that need to address. And y'all think I'm just making this shit up. You looking at me right now, it's like, that's a joke. I've had a coaching call with a woman who said she did that. I have. I done had coaching calls with women saying they done bugged cars and put hidden cameras in houses. Like, I've had these calls, y'all. And my point in saying this is, if we're not healing ourselves, we'll start doing things that's beneath ourselves, like settling or getting into relationships and actually hurting it. So I encourage you guys to do that. Let me tell you, one of the benefits of healing prior to a relationship is that you don't settle for other people that are not healed. When you are not healed, you are more apt. You are quick to be making excuses for another person that ain't healed. And before I go forward, I'm gonna take another caller. Zoom, y'all get ready. If you're on Zoom, post your question below. If you want to ask me a question, post it below. And if you post your question out and I'll pick you, then I want you to say it online, okay? Sound good? So start posting your questions. And if you've already posted it, repost it, okay? Repost it, because I want to know you're still here. But let me say this to you. Every time I make a video about healing or upgrading yourself, there are always people that's like, no, people should accept you for how you are and who you are. Those are people that are unwilling to do the work on themselves. We become lazy daters and lazy lovers and wondering why we're not getting the fruits of our labor, because the words are fruits of your labor. Fruits of your labor. Labor is another word for work. Faith without works is dead. You want a successful marriage. What are you doing now to prepare for it, to work for it, to earn it? Don't nobody owe you nothing. You think people just owe you a lifetime of love just because you exist? You a person? Listen, the only person on this earth that's guaranteed to love you no matter who you are should be yourself. And listen, if you love yourself, cool. And look, listen, that's a really great constellation prize in life. Matter of fact, that ain't even a constellation prize. That's a really great prize to love yourself with everything you got, period. But if you want somebody else to love you, you want somebody else to see your value, then maybe, maybe you got to do some work for that. Hold on. First of all, you got to work to love yourself as well. And I'm about to get to the next question, but this is a point I want to make. You know how many people walking around the face of this earth right now that don't love themselves? They think they do, but they really don't. And it's people right now, if I ask you on Facebook right now, I want you to put in the comment section, do you truly love yourself? You'll be surprised on how many people say no. And sometimes we're not loving ourselves because we're not doing the work. You're unsatisfied with your life, but you're not motivated to get out the couch and make your dreams come true. You're unsatisfied with your relationship, but you're not motivated enough to leave it and find somebody that's better. You're unsatisfied with your weight, how you look, how you sound, and your personality, but you don't want to do the work to make it come true. And then you are pacified by all these people to tell you that you don't have to change. Listen, if you don't want to change, I'm all for you. But if you keep doing what you always did, you're going to keep getting what you always got. And it is a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. Like, there's no way around this. There's no way around it. It's no way around it. So if you want better relationships, a more fulfilling life, unconditional quality building love, you want someone that can sustain and reciprocate, you want someone of high value, you have to become those things. You have to work on those things and work for those things. If you refuse to do that, you'll find, listen, you watching me right now, you'll find an average person. You just will. Someone will love you. Even if you didn't do any improvements on yourself, someone will. Now, would that be the person you actually want or think you deserve? That's up to whether or not you put in the work. And that's my opinion about it. And I don't care who else disagree with that one. All right, so I got some questions. Let's see.